For English class, good morning teacher.
Good morning, student.
Gitu, student ada satu je student dekat sini kan.
Itulah.
Tapi dekat luar sana ramai lagi student yang sedang menanti bersama-sama untuk dalam kelas bahasa Inggeris kita pada hari ini.
So I shall say good morning, students.
Kan sebab kita ramai students yang kat luar ni yang sedang mendengarkan MySuara FM ketika ini.
Alright.
Okay, untuk anda menonton video secara live ni, sila ke fanpage MySuara FM untuk menonton FB live kita untuk bersama-sama dengan Madam Wan hari ini. Okay. Today,
Alright, so today, what are we going to do today?
we are going to continue what
we have left last week.
last week. Yep.
So what we did last week was prepositions in idioms. The
Prepositions.
use of prepositions in idioms. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, good morning everyone. So as we all know, an idiom is an expression of figurative meaning. Okay, speaking of figurative meanings, in bahasa figurative meanings means ayat yang ada maksud tersirat.
Okay.
When we say literal meaning, maksud yang secara jelasnya, maksud yang secara terangnya begitu. Contohnya kalau matahari, you are like a flower, DM. Okay. So orang, if we take literally, if we take the sentence literally, it means okay, DM nampak macam bunga today. so we can imagine ada petals and something. Alright. So that is literal meaning.
Okay.
Compared to figurative meanings, you are like a flower. So we see beyond that. Probably we see DM, is lively today, so shining. So we can see that berseri-seri DM macam bunga.
Bersinar sangat kan.
Gitu.
Okay.
Aku putih pula hari ni. So that's why we call it you are like a flower. So we take it figuratively. Alright. Okay. So anyway, that's the difference between figurative meanings and literal meaning. How to spell figurative? FIGURATIVE. Yes. And literal? LITERAL. Alright. So that's the difference between figurative and literal meaning. Alright. So previously we had learned on a few prepositions in idioms like what we had last week.
By, for,
yeah, but what is it that we have for
all for one,
one for all, all
one
for one,
all,
for a living, you just remember.
yes, for a living. Yeah. And
What else?
then
For a living means, actually, what does it mean?
for a living, how
refers
you
to-
earn money.
Yes, how do you earn money? And it means by professions.
Yeah.
Okay, in other simple word, it means what
What's
do you
your
work?
job?
Yeah, what is your job? What do you work as?
Okay.
All right, so moving on. Okay, today we will have another preposition to discuss on, which is on.
On.
Yes,
Okay.
on.
Right.
On. O-N.
O-N. On. Right.
Okay, if you go through my Facebook and Instagram, I did share one of the examples, which is on a shoestring.
On a
Shoestring. Okay, shoestring. SHOESTRING. On a shoestring. All right. So on a shoestring, if we take the word shoestring literally, okay, literally shoestring means
Ini satu perkataan?
yeah, one word. One word.
Okay, shoestring.
Shoestring. It means, okay, we have American English, we have British English. American English, okay, actually call shoelaces as shoestrings. Tali kasut. Okay. Shoelaces for American English, they actually call the word as shoestrings. All right. So on a shoestring, taking the whole phrase, it actually means with very limited financial means. In other words, with very little money.
With very little money.
With very little money. For
Tak
example,
cukup duit lah.
dah tak cukup duit or budget sikit. Or we
Okay.
can say that on a very minimal budget. Or we can say that, okay, I run my business on a shoestring. When people say that, okay, we know that probably business dia kecil-kecilan, okay, not that in big scale because they started with little money.
Macam berniaga burger lah.
Lebih kurang, okay? Or probably we can say, oh, he travelled to Kuala Lumpur on a shoestring. So nampak dah backpack kat situ, hotel budget, budget hotel.
Okay, alright.
Or
So
probably
ini lebih kurang figurative.
Figurative, yes, idioms. Speaking of idioms, idiom is an expression of figurative meanings. Okay, that differs from literal meaning. Lain, differs. Okay, lain. Or we can also say that, oh, the theatre was run on a shoestring. So kita tahu theatre tu budget sikit.
Budget
so
ciput je.
Budget ciput.
Okay.
Yes, on a shoestring.
Alright.
So probably after this you can say we can apply it in our daily conversation.
Okay.
And why I read somewhere, I was wondering why instead of other thing, why they choose to use shoestring. Okay, and it stated here, the reference here is to the very small amount of money that is needed on shoelaces. Shoelaces for American
adalah benda yang paling senang nak dapat dan murah.
Yeah, murah. Yes. So they
Everyone afford to have it.
everyone can afford it. So that's why they use it as a
Figurative meaning.
yeah, they take it figuratively as a some kind of metaphor.
Okay,
yes,
right.
Perumpamaan.
Okay.
Right, that is one. Shall we have another one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, moving on. This is out. O-U-T.
Okay,
Moving
out.
on to
O-U-T.
another preposition, we have out.
In, tadi kita dah ada in, sekarang kita ada out.
Just now
tadi
it
dah
was on. Okay.
Sorry. Just now kita ada on, now kita ada out.
All right.
Okay.
Now it's out. Okay, out. Have you okay, if you still remember, have you ever heard people saying out of question? DM, don't
okay.
talk about that. That is out of question.
Okay.
I used to get that normally in meetings, okay, or in casual talk, you know,
Okay.
casual conversation with friends. Out of the questions means not to be considered. Tak nak kira benda tu. Not to be considered. Not an option. Itu bukan pilihan. So don't talk about it. Alright. Okay, probably we can say, okay, let's say both of us are having a conversation and then you suggest something. Hey, why don't we invite this person? And I don't like that person. I can say, oh, please DM, I'm so sorry, but she is out of the question. I can simply say that. Okay, so when you listen to that, so you would understand. Okay, so that is not an option. She won't consider that.
Okay, jangan cakap pergi dah.
Okay. Or probably we were about to go. We were about to plan to a vacation, and then you suggested, how about we rent this hotel? You know, or this apartment is very spacious and stuff. And then I said, DM, we can't afford it, so that is out of question. Kita tak mampu pun, so jangan sebut.
Maknanya penolakan secara sopan lah ni.
Yes, you can say that. Yes.
Alright.
Alright, so after this, probably when we the arts of turning down invitation. Turning down means menolak ajakan. Okay.
Alright.
Probably you can say, I'm afraid that is out of the questions. I am afraid. Sorry, DM, but I am afraid that is out of the question.
Boleh gunakan untuk itu juga ya?
We can say that.
Oh, okay.
Just like what you said, we do it politely. Okay. I'm sorry, DM, but going out tonight, I think I'm afraid it's not. That is out of the question. So, kalau yang faham lah. Kalau yang tak faham, tak tanya pun.
Kan, baru dah tanya ni, belum tanya pun lagi semua kan.
Baru ajak tak tanya.
Kan, betul juga. Sebab tu kita kena
have the knowledge.
Have the knowledge. So we can use in our conversation maybe after this. So we'll be back after this with another preparations.
Yes, we'll share more.
idioms.
Stay tuned.
Alright. Masih lagi bersama dengan kami. Kita dalam kelas bahasa Inggeris bersama dengan Madam Wan Soleha. Dan program ini dibawakan khas daripada My Suara FM dengan kerjasama Universiti Utara Malaysia Kuala Lumpur. Okey, kat mana? Tepi jalan je depan hospital, depan UKM ya.
Depan UKM, yes.
Gitu, dekat jalan, dekat Kampung Baru tu kalau anda lalu kat situ.
Have you been there?
Yes,
DM?
of course.
When?
Oh, I do a shooting there.
Oh, okay. Shooting. DM is also a freelance for what? Freelancer for what? Production house.
Something, yes.
Okay.
It's a great place to study. Very beautiful place. Spacious.
Spacious
I like yeah, it's quite spacious. I like the cafe.
Yeah, okay, the new one.
Yes, the new one. Masa tu pergi bulan puasa. So tak boleh makan apa-apa lah. Okay, kita akan sambung kelas bahasa Inggeris kita.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, okay, for those who just join us, just sharing with you that we are actually on the topic of the use of preposition in idioms. Alright, so we have shared a few today, and moving on, we have another one with the preposition of on. Again, coming back to on.
Again, okay?
O-N. Alright. Okay, DM. You know the word because? Because
okay.
of you, I am here.
Oh,
I am here because of you.
Eh.
Okay. I am here because of you, for example. Or we can say that, oh, I feel so sad because of the accident that I saw just now.
Okay.
But what are another way, okay, or another phrase that can be used to replace the word because of?
Is it on?
Yeah, the one that I'm going to introduce
alright.
contain on in it. Okay, but before that, we have another word which is due to.
Due to.
Okay, but that's not the preposition that I'm going to introduce.
Okay, selalu due tu tengok bila bill je. Due date.
Due date. Okay, but due to means because of too.
Okay.
Alright, we have because of, we have due to. We have also as. The word as.
Okay.
The word as also means because of, but we have another one here which is on account of.
On
Account of. Alright. So on, O-N as usual, we have account, A-C-C-O-U-N-T, account,
alright.
and another one is of. On account of. On account of means because of.
Oh, okay.
Alright. For example, we can say, oh, we had to close the office early on account of the snow, on account of the heavy rain. Okay, on account of, so we know that it means because of. It simply means because of. All right.
Okay.
So they had to close the shop early today on account of the heavy rain. So we know that.
Kita boleh gunakan perkataan selain daripada guna we have to
Because
close the shop due to the rain.
Or we can say we had to close the shop early today because of the rain. And to make, what comes to your mind when you heard people saying we had to close the shop early today because of the rain, and we had to close the shop early today on account of rain?
Perkataan pertama
The first one sounds very common.
Alright.
And the second one?
The second one, kalau orang yang tak faham, mungkin dia kata mungkin dia nak buat account kot.
Lepas tu tutup awal
Tutup
kedai.
awal.
Alright. But listening to it, if we really understand this, wow, we can say that, okay, this person, she really has has really mastered the English command, and that is why I'm not sure if I had said this to you.
Okay.
People, I read somewhere, there's a research done by professionals, so I read somewhere, they stated that people who master the idioms of English language, they have actually mastered the language. They have really mastered the language. So their level of language acquisitions or language knowledge that they have in them is of different level compared to those who do not really understand the idioms.
Bermakna preposition ni merupakan sesuatu yang sangat-sangat penting.
Not really prepositions. I'm talking about the idioms.
The idioms itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Idioms, we have many kinds of idioms. We have idioms with prepositions. We have idioms without prepositions. All right. Just today we are actually learning a kind of preposition. Okay. How to say? Another type of preposition. Another type of idioms.
Okay, right.
That is on account of. Okay, make sure we use after this.
All right.
That is on account of. All right. I have another one to share, which means, it is still on.
Okay, on. Right.
Still on. On the verge of.
On the verge.
Yes, on the verge of. VERGE. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, this sounds not complicated, but probably somewhat alien to certain people. But this is
Sangat
very
alien dia. So jargon.
so jargon. But this is very interesting.
Okay.
On the verge of. I think this is high time. This is our 4th season, you know, and I have been, talking about simple things, in previous sessions. So for these seasons, it is high time. When I said high time, dah sampai masanya. It is high time we go a bit of advanced level.
Ya, kita macam belajar juga lah kan.
Yes.
Darjah 1, darjah 2, darjah 3, darjah 4 naik lagi.
Yes, we go by degrees. Alright. So on the verge of, it means very close to something. Okay, very close to something. Okay, you will understand this better if we come up with more examples of sentences.
Okay.
All right, for the first sentence that we can share here is, let's say, all right, you know what, DM, Sarah was on the verge of tears when she heard the news.
Okay.
Hampir nak menangis.
Right.
Mungkin dah bergenang ke, you know. Right, Sarah was on the verge of tears when she heard the news. Okay. That is on the verge of tears. Okay, we have another example to share. Probably we can say that, luckily I saw you, DM. I was on the verge of calling you.
Hampir je nak call.
Or we can actually, it means, I was about to call you. Okay, but playing with the language, utilizing the language at its most, we can say, I was on the verge of calling you. Okay, I was on the verge on calling the doctor when I heard the news that she was sick.
Okay.
That is on the verge of.
On the verge of. Okay, selepas ni kita akan sambung lagi.
Alright, sure.
Okay, beberapa lagi prepositions. Sebut prepositions in idioms. Sekarang ni kita baru belajar on dan out. Tapi on kita ada beberapa jenis. Itu on a shoestring or shoelaces.
Yes.
We use that.
Okay, but for the idioms, just shoestring. On shoestring. Shoelaces is just something that I share. For American English, they actually refer shoelaces as shoestrings.
Okay,
we have on a shoestring.
We have on account of.
On account of.
That means because due or as. And we have on the verge of, which means very close to something.
Yes, correct.
And then we have out of questions.
Out of the questions.
Not in considerations.
Yes, not to be considered.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, after this, we will continue to another types of
yes, we'll be coming out with more examples after this.
Okay, so stay tuned with us on English class. On our English class, and we're moving on to another prepositions in idioms.
Yeah.
Okay.
The use of prepositions in idioms.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so moving on with the next example that we can share here. Still on. Okay, anyway, today our prepositions are just two, on and out.
Okay, on and out.
So we go deeper into it.
All right.
All right, so for on, again, coming back to on, I have always listened people put the word look out. This is one word,
Okay.
LOOKOUT, look out.
Look out, okay.
All right, on the lookout.
On the lookout.
On the lookout. All right. On
Ada
the
ED,
lookout. No.
Tak ada.
Just on and then lookout. LOOKOUT. Lookout.
Okay, no ED, right.
On the lookout. It means watchful. It means watchful.
Watchful.
Yeah.
I watch you.
You be
Okay.
careful. I watch you.
Okay.
All right, so on the watchful, on the lookout. Okay, for example, I think most of these explanations, if they don't come with sentences, examples of sentences, we can hardly understand it.
Okay.
All right. So the example of the sentence that I can give here is, okay, DM, be on the lookout for the signs of tsunami. Okay, I said be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout.
Contohnya, I can say, hey, be careful. Be careful. But we replace it, be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. Okay.
Still the same thing. On the lookout means careful, watchful. All right, so we can say DM, be on the lookout for the be on the lookout when you be friend with him. Berhati-hati kawan dia, for example. Be on the lookout. Or physically we can say, DM, be on the lookout when you drive that car. Okay.
Be on the lookout on your weight.
On your weight.
Okay.
Berhati-hati dengan berat badan.
Kan.
Okay, be on the lookout for the signs of the tsunami.
Jangan ingat kata kenapa saya nak tengok berat aku pula. Bukan tengok berat
Look,
kau.
no, I don't look at your weight. You have to look out. You have to be on the lookout.
Okay.
All right, so that is on the lookout. On account of, we had on the lookout, on the shoestring, on the verge of. All right, so another one. This is very. We are now moving to idioms which are very common. For example, on second thought. On second thought. This is very common. Okay.
Yes.
Normally, okay, when we have any conversation, we normally say, you know what, DM, giving a second thought, I think I want to forgive him. Saya dah fikir dah banyak kali, Bila saya fikir-fikir balik, saya maafkan je lah dia. Okay. Giving on the second thought, I don't think that I'm going to resign. I want to stay here. Have you give it a second thought? Dah fikir lagi ke? DM, are you sure you want to resign? Have you given it a second thought? Okay, so second thought means kita fikir balik, fikir masa-masa. Okay.
Bukan fikir dua kali je.
Yeah, it means after thinking further. Alright, that is on second thought. Alright.
Okay, before we're moving on our another example on how about out of blue? This is
yes.
out OUT.
Out of blue means something unexpected. That is also one of the idioms that use preposition in it. Out of the blue means unexpectedly. Okay, so it means, okay, for example, we can say
Out
that
of the blue, yeah.
out of the blue. You know what, DM? My ex-boyfriend out of the blue called me last night. Tiba-tiba je, out of nowhere, tak ada ajak, tak ada sembang before this, and suddenly he called me, for example. Alright. You know what, DM? Out of the blue, the boss gave me a promotion. Tiba-tiba naikkan pangkat I. Out of the blue. Okay. Out of the blue, she entered our room and scolded you, for example. Tiba-tiba je. Okay, that is out of the blue. Something that we don't expect.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Out of the blue. How about out of the ordinary?
Out of the ordinary.
Ordinary. Okay. The is actually the, since
Okay.
ordinary is O, so the rule is before any vowel, okay, that we pronounce, we pronounce the as the. All right.
Okay, alright.
Out of the ordinary is something unusual.
Unusual.
For example, okay, wow, DM, your new jacket is very out of the ordinary.
Bukan kebiasaannya.
Yeah, macam rare, something, nice, out of the ordinary. Or probably you can say that, what do you think of the wedding that we went yesterday? Oh, okay, everything was okay, but somehow the gowns of the brides was actually out of the ordinary.
Can we say The weather today is quite out of the ordinary.
Why? Tiba-tiba snow ke?
Tiba-tiba snow kan. Maka peperangan kata Malaysia nak snow. Unusual.
Unusual. Or probably it was too hot. Something unusual, out of the ordinary. Too hot, there's a vocabulary that we can use to tell too hot. It is scorching.
Scorching.
Yeah, scorching.
How do you spell that?
SCORCHING. 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 Scorching.
Scorching.
Yeah.
Scorching means too hot.
Too hot, extremely hot. Probably you can say, "Hey, son, do not go out today. It was scorching outside."
Wow.
Okay, scorching. Anak pun
Bunyi-
macam, ice cream ke?
Sikit ke apa kan? Ada yang fikir kata apa tu? Ada cockroach ke?
Scorching.
Scorching. Okay.
Okay. All right. So that is out of the ordinary, out of the blue. How about out of sight?
Out of sight.
Contohnya,
Okay.
DM, where is Jajai? I haven't seen him for a while, and now I need to see him to sign a few documents. I have no idea. He has been out of sight.
Not been seen lah.
Not been seen. You know, out of sight means not be able to see, hidden whatsoever. And in other words, he's not around lah. Okay, and you can say he is out of sight. As simple as that. So I can understand. Oh, okay, dia tak ada kat sini. You tak nampak dia.
Tapi itu nampak figuratif tapi nampak lebih literally.
Yes,
Right?
it's more too literal. Yeah, out of sight. Something that we can understand, rather than on the shoestring, you know, rather than on the verge of. Okay. And second thought pun something that we can take it literal. You know? Okay. That is out of what just now? Out of sight.
Out of sight.
So the same thing out of sight, out of town. Out of town, probably we can say, okay, I want to see the boss today. Is he around? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm afraid he's out of town. Dia sebenarnya perkataan I'm afraid bukan saya takut, bukan saya risau. It's actually I think kita dah tahu dah dia tak ada. We know that he's not around.
Okay.
It's just that we try to be polite by saying that I'm afraid he's not around. Sebenarnya for those who listen it, cuba you check betul-betul. We can't say that because actually memang tak ada. I'm afraid he's not around. Sebenarnya, oh, I'm so sorry he's not here. You have to go back now. That's what it means.
Oh, itu maksudnya sekarang ni. Maknanya kalau orang cakap dengan kita, I'm afraid he's out of town.
He's out of town.
Jangan tanya lagi dah, tolong check betul-betul. Maknanya memang dia tak
Memang
ada.
tak ada. It's just that when we say I'm afraid, the phrase I'm afraid there, it actually one of the alternative that we have to be more polite to people because we are actually turning down, you know, turning them down. Kita sebenarnya macam menolak hajat mereka. Okay, so they came all the way from somewhere with intention to see someone else, and when the someone else is not there, so I'm afraid he's not here. So probably do you have any messages to leave so that I can, you know, all right, I'm afraid. So bila orang pakai I'm afraid, that is something exact. Do not think that is something that she thinks. Betul ke tak ada? You tak perasan kot? Cuba kita tengok balik.
Paksa lagi ya.
Sebab pakai I'm afraid sangat. or sometimes you can say, takut pula dia ni. So it's just an expression.
Okay,
Alright, so another one that we can share is okay, out of practice.
Out of practice.
Yes, out of practice. Out of practice bukannya latihan bola ke whatsoever. Out of practice mean
ISE.
okay, PRACTICE. It's a noun.
Okay.
SE, that is a verb.
Okay.
I want to practice today. Okay, that is S. I hate the practice. Saya tak suka lah latihan. I hate the practice. That is C. Alright.
Okay.
So out of practice, it means unable to do something as well as once could because of lack of recent practice whatsoever. Out of practice, you can say, okay, in a company, they have their routine, you know, the conduct of behavior whatsoever. So, and let's say someone suddenly came in and say, okay, I would like to see the CEO now. that is actually out of the practice because you have to come up with the appointment first. Out of practice, bukan rutin. Okay, something bukan practice dia lah kat situ. Bukan amalan. That's the word in bahasa. Bukan amalan. And normally because I used to get this, minta maaf puan, ini bukan amalan kita dekat syarikat ni. Mungkin amalan tu dari segi, for example, when we deal with hotels, so they have certain terms that we need to come up with a deposit, 10%, 20% whatsoever. Alright, or we need to confirm certain things before they can proceed with a certain request. So the terms, the phrase out of practice, sometimes during the negotiation it will come up. Okay, out of practice. I'm so sorry, or I'm afraid it's not our practice. It is out of practice.
Okay, all right. So maybe we can share another example before, because it's going to be around 15 minutes. So are we going to continue, or you want to rest for a while?
Okay, I think we can listen to another song. Okay, before we come back for one or two more examples, and then we call it a day.
Yes. Okay, so we'll be back after this. English class, maybe we have another one or two example before we call it a day.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So, moving on to I would say probably our last idiom to share today. We have on the spur of the moments. The last will be the longest.
Okay, panjang ni. On
the spur, S-P-U-R.
Okay.
On the spur of the moment.
Of the moments.
All right. On the spur of the moment. It means something happens spontaneously.
Spontaneously.
Aku berpening.
Aduh, kadang-kadang cikgu putus asa juga lah ya.
Itulah.
Spontaneously.
Spontaneous. Aku dah kenapa pula ni.
Okay.
Teringat cerita Spanyol semalam. Alright, spontaneously. On a sudden impulse. Okay, on impulse. Speaking of on impulse, it means something happened without planning in advance.
Okay.
Alright. So I think I should come up with examples of sentences to make things clearer to ladies and gentlemen out there.
Panjang sungguh ni.
Yes. Come again. On
the spur of the moment.
All right. On the spur of the moment. It means something happened on impulse without planning in advance. How we put it in a sentence is like this. You know what, DM? I don't generally do things on the spur of the moment. When you listen to me, okay, talking it that way, okay, what comes to your mind? I don't do things generally, on the spur of the moment.
Okay.
Saya tak suka, I don't really like
benda-benda yang tiba-tiba ni.
Yes, doing things ad hoc without planning. Okay. For example, so we can understand that. I don't generally do things on the spur of the moment, so we can understand. Okay, this lady, she actually doesn't like doing things ad hoc because she would rather plan everything before doing things. All right, and we can also put this idiom in a sentence like this. Oh well, I heard that you went to Venice last week, DM. So did you really plan on this, or this is a spur of the moment kind of things? Ad hoc ke you pergi Venice tu, or you really plan on that? Kenapa tak ajak I? All right.
So it's on the spur of the moment.
On the spur of the moment. Dua kali dah. Okay, on the spur of the moment. All right. So to our listeners out there, ladies and gentlemen, so listen to this. On the spur of the moment means something, being done spontaneously, ad hoc, on impulse, without plan in advance, So you just do things. So that's on the spur of the moment.
So to all backpackers, please don't do things on the spur of the moment.
No, it happened.
Yeah, but it's always happened like that.
That's why we call them backpackers. They just pack their bag and go.
Yes.
All right. So speaking of idioms, all I can say that we have been talking about idioms for many weeks.
Yes.
For God's sake. and,
Yes.
And I feel that idioms. One of the reasons that I chose this topic is I find that using idioms in a language will makes our language or speech more interesting and vibrant. Vibrant means dia akan jadi macam colourful, vibrant in the sense that we can utilize the language, we can explore the language at its best. Kita gunakan sehabisnya. Alright. So, and I think mastering idioms would means you are using and understanding the language more like a native speaker. No, it's not that we want to be like them.
Yeah.
It's just that we try to what do we call it? We try, ala-alang dah belajar, or, we try to explore the language and its beauty that it has to embrace. All right, so
Okay.
I think that's all for today.
Yes.
Uh,
We'll be back next week.
next week with a more interesting topic,
Yep.
probably not idioms again.
Okay, we will
We'll try to find something new.
Selang-seli lah kan?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll meet next week. Same day.
Same day, same time.
And we hope that we can have same listener.
Yes.
That already take a note.
Yes, keep on supporting us.
Keep on supporting us, and please always listening to My Suara FM.
Yes.
And there's one person asking if he wants to send a granddaughter
Granddaughter, okay.
to learn English. How much per month?
Wow, is this a serious
Yeah,
business?
serious business. Never mind. You just listen to My Suara FM because it's free.
This is
Yeah.
for free.
It's for
you
free.
can get your daughter.
Yeah.
You can get your daughter listening to us. But let's say if you're really serious on that, you can have my Facebook there.
Okay, PM tepi. Side PM.
Side PM.
Okay, terima kasih kerana
Alright.
terus bersama dengan kami di My Suara FM, dan nampaknya itu juga waktu untuk dia mengundurkan diri untuk hari ini. InsyaAllah kita akan bertemu lagi pada hari esok. Kepada anda semua terus bersama dengan kami di My Suara FM, Citra Generasi Informatif. Selepas ini anda bersama dengan DJ Zahira Razi.